Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that almost every container ship, oil tanker, cruise liner, and giant cargo vessel on Earth had suddenly stopped moving. Within days, supermarket shelves would begin to empty, fuel prices would spike, factories would shut down, global trade, the invisible machine that keeps modern civilization running, would grind to a halt. And behind this entire system is a company that most people have never even heard of. In fact, if you've ever bought something online, eaten imported food, or filled your car with fuel, there's a surprisingly high chance that the ship carrying it across the ocean was powered by an engine designed by one of just two companies, MAN Energy Solutions, or Wärtsilä. Together, these companies dominate the world of large marine engines to such an extent that they've become the hidden giants of global trade. But how did two relatively unknown companies end up powering much of the world's shipping? And why are their engines among the largest and most expensive machines ever built? The answer is even more fascinating than you might think. Around 90% of global trade travels by sea. Not by plane, not by train, not by truck. Every day, tens of thousands of commercial vessels move everything from smartphones and cars to grain, crude oil, and natural gas across the world's oceans. But here's something strange. Although there are thousands of shipping companies, there are surprisingly few companies capable of building the engines powerful enough to move these floating cities. Designing an engine for a car is difficult. Designing one for a cargo ship weighing over 200,000 tons is an entirely different challenge. These engines don't just need power, they need to run almost continuously for weeks at a time, burning thousands of liters of fuel every hour while crossing oceans without breaking down. Failure isn't just inconvenient, it can cost millions of dollars. That's why reliability matters more than almost anything else, and that's exactly where MAN and Wärtsilä built their empires. Let's start with the biggest player, MAN Energy Solutions. Its history stretches back more than 250 years, but one invention changed shipping forever. In the early 20th century, MAN engineers perfected large marine diesel engines based on Rudolf Diesel's revolutionary ideas. The result transformed global shipping. Compared to steam engines, diesel engines were dramatically more efficient, more reliable, and far cheaper to operate. As shipping companies rapidly modernized, MAN became the industry standard. Today, if you see one of the world's largest container ships, there's a good chance its engine traces its design back to MAN. But here's the truly unbelievable part. Many of these engines aren't actually built by MAN. Instead, the company licenses its designs to manufacturers across Asia. Companies in South Korea, China, and Japan manufacture MAN-designed engines under license, allowing thousands of identical engines to power fleets around the globe. It's a business model that quietly spread MAN technology to nearly every major shipbuilding nation, which means even if you've never heard the name, you've almost certainly benefited from it. But MAN isn't alone. Its biggest rival comes from Finland, Wärtsilä. Unlike MAN, Wärtsilä became famous for a different approach. Instead of focusing only on the largest slow-speed engines, it expanded into medium-speed engines, power systems, hybrid propulsion, digital monitoring, and complete ship propulsion packages. Today, Wärtsilä doesn't just sell engines, it sells entire ecosystems, navigation software, propellers, energy management, automation, maintenance, even remote monitoring systems that predict failures before they happen. It's not simply building engines anymore, it's building intelligent ships. And that's becoming increasingly important as the shipping industry races toward lower emissions and greater efficiency. Because here's the problem. Shipping carries almost everything we buy, but it also produces roughly 3% of global carbon emissions. That's comparable to some entire countries, which means the companies building these engines aren't just competing for power anymore. They're competing to reinvent shipping itself. Now let's talk about the engines, because the numbers sound almost fictional. Take the famous MAN B and W 12-cylinder low-speed engine. It's taller than a 4-story building. It weighs over 2,000 tons. Its pistons are larger than most people. Each one moves up and down with incredible force, producing more than 100,000 horsepower. That's enough power for dozens of Formula One grids from a single engine. And despite its size, it turns surprisingly slowly, just around 80 revolutions per minute. Compare that to a car engine, which can easily exceed 6,000 revolutions per minute. That sounds inefficient, but it's actually one of the secrets behind these engines. Running slowly allows them to achieve incredible fuel efficiency while producing enormous torque. Perfect for pushing ships longer than 4 football fields through rough oceans. It's engineering on an almost unimaginable scale. But here's something even more impressive. These engines are designed to keep running for decades. A commercial ship may spend over 250 days at sea every year. The engine might operate almost continuously for years, interrupted only by scheduled maintenance. Some accumulate well over 100,000 operating hours during their lifetime. For comparison, many car engines never reach a fraction of that. Every component, from crankshafts weighing hundreds of tons to precision fuel injection systems, must survive relentless stress day after day. That's why marine engines are often rebuilt instead of replaced. They're engineered like industrial infrastructure rather than disposable machinery. The industry is facing its biggest challenge in over a century. Governments are introducing stricter environmental regulations. Shipping companies want cleaner fuels. Customers want lower emissions. Suddenly, diesel, the technology that built global trade, is under pressure. MAN and Wärtsilä are now investing billions into engines capable of running on methanol, ammonia, liquefied natural gas, hydrogen, and other alternative fuels. Some ships are even becoming hybrids. Others may eventually use fuel cells. The next generation of marine propulsion could look completely different from today's giants. And whichever company wins this race won't just dominate shipping. It could shape the future of global trade for decades. So does one company really power almost every ship on Earth? Not quite. The reality is even more interesting. 2 companies, MAN Energy Solutions and Wärtsilä, have spent generations becoming the backbone of the global shipping industry. Between them, along with licensed manufacturing partners, they influence propulsion systems found aboard an enormous share of the world's largest commercial vessels. Most people will never see one of their engines. Most people won't even know their names. Yet every day, as millions of containers cross the oceans carrying the products that keep our lives running, these hidden engineering giants are quietly doing the same thing they've done for decades, keeping the world moving. Because while shipping companies get the headlines and the ships get the attention, the real heart of global trade has always been buried deep below deck, where thousands of tons of steel turn fuel into motion. And almost everything we own depends on it. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the hidden industries that quietly run the modern world, make sure to subscribe, because there are countless companies you've never heard of that shape your everyday life, and their stories are even more unbelievable.